We learned today the Mirage is set to close July 17th, and the volcano comes down with new upgrades as well. Our Kalia Patterson live on the Strip with reaction on that closing.
Marie, the show just wrapped up, and for some tourists, it's his last time seeing it forever, as it will be coming down for the renovations for the Hard Rock Hotel, and it will be replaced with a 700-foot guitar tower. The current Mirage building and its rooms will be renovated and will gain a new building in the shape of a guitar. Before Hard Rock completed the sale with MGM Resorts, there were no plans of stopping operations, but the Mirage says after 34 years, it will be transitioning to the Hard Rock, rebranding and closing its doors. The resort has up to $80 million to give severance packages to employees. Once the renovation is complete, the Hard Rock expects to employ double the amount of people they let go.
It's a classic. I'm so glad we got to see it before it leaves. And it's so sad that it's leaving, because this is like my kids saw this when they were little.
A 700-foot guitar tower. That's freaky. I mean, think about it. What do you do with a 700-foot guitar? It makes me sad, but things change.
I think it's sad. It's gonna be missed.
I think the big staple is definitely going to be the guitar. I think that's what draws everybody into, you know, Hard Rock, the cafe, everything.
The Mirage Resort says on its website that it is scheduled to be complete with its renovations in 2017. Live at the Strip, Kalia Patterson, News 3.
Still have that volcano behind you there for a couple of months. So many people really like that attraction. Leah, thank you.
It wouldn't be a proper goodbye to the iconic The Beatles Love Show without one of the Beatles himself. Yep, Ringo Starr stopping by last night for one of their final shows at the Mirage. The resort's shutting down to make way for the new Hard Rock Hotel. After the show, Ringo met with cast members backstage, took some photos, as you can see. The Beatles' Love will conclude its run at the Mirage on July the 6th, a little more than a week before the resort will close for good.
Finally for us tonight, less than a month away from the Mirage closing down, which means the Beatles' Love shows, they are wrapping up soon as well.
Yeah, several big names like Selene Dion and former Beatle himself, Ringo Starr, have popped up to watch one of these final performances. Now, recently, Olivia Harrison, the wife of the late Beatle George Harrison, attended one of the last few shows.
Wow, well, after the performance, she even went backstage to meet the cast and pose for photos, as you just saw. The Beatles' Love Show is scheduled to conclude its run on Saturday, July 6th.
All right, so not even a couple of weeks left. Get down there and see it one last time if you have a chance.
End of an era.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a former Strip headliner who is known all over the globe, Selene Dion, and wouldn't you know it, she had a family night out on the Strip, taking in a performance of the Beatles' Love Show before it officially goes dark next month. So sharing some pictures, you can see that they got to hang with the cast members after. And it wasn't just behind the scenes that she got to check out. She had a front row seat for Beatles' Love. Will take their final bow on July 6th. And there's an Amazon Prime documentary series, I Am Selene Dion, that is debuting later this month. And it's all about her struggles with stiff person syndrome. It shows her effort to get back to the stage. Remember, she was supposed to be a headliner at Resorts World in the year 2021, but was never able to perform because of muscle spasms. And then later she announced that she had been diagnosed with stiff person syndrome. That was later in the year. We can all watch this documentary on June 25th.
The closure at the Mirage impacting, of course, thousands of employees. It will be shut down for a 3-year renovation. And then, of course, it'll reopen as the Hard Rock Las Vegas.
So that's going to have a big impact on more than 3,000 employees. News 3's Kristen Drummond is live down at the Strip with the effort to help those people find new jobs. Kristen?
Well, Jim and LaToya, the Mirage is hosting job fairs. The 4th of 5 over the last week was actually held today. And during just even the first hour of the job fair today, more than 300 employees walked into the grand ballroom looking to see at what jobs are available before they are laid off next month.
I gotta find something to keep living.
A concern for some Mirage staff during the countdown to closure. But a job fair at the hotel Wednesday helps provide options, giving team members a chance to network with businesses before the resort shuts the doors on July 17th. Work then starts to transform the property to the Hard Rock Las Vegas. That includes building a new guitar-shaped hotel.
I'm a little bit sad because they're closing down, but I'm okay because life keeps going, you know?
Raul Romero reflects on his memories. He's one of 140 employees who've worked at the hotel since the doors opened to the public on November 22nd, 1989.
I love Mirage. I'm here forever, so I like it so much, and I like my job.
Mirage Management aims to ease the transition. The event inside the Grand Ballroom featuring various hospitality companies and even Metro Police ready to hire.
We have a responsibility to take care of the people who are working with us every day, and for those who want to find new employment, it's important for us to create those opportunities and to help people network.
Job Fair started last week, first with Hard Rock presenting opportunities at their other properties out of state.
We had 128 of our employees come and say that they'd be willing to relocate and find opportunities outside of Las Vegas, and we made 50 job offers with 12 pending.
It's estimated the Mirage will pay $80 million in severance to eligible employees. The Culinary Workers Union negotiated for staff to receive $2,000 for each year of employment, along with options to return when the hotel reopens.
For some folks that were there 30 years, they will get $60,000. So it is sad to see it go. At the same time, the new Hard Rock is going to be competitive with the very top properties in Las Vegas, and it's going to have even more jobs available than were available at the Mirage.
Romero remains unsure if he will return to the new property, but already made plans for the cash coming his way. Any plans what you're going to do with that money?
Just keep it for retirement.
Now, Romero says he may be accepting a job over with MGM Resorts International for his next transition in this industry. Now, as for the Mirage, I'm told it will be business as usual until the doors close on July 17th. Reporting live near the Strip, I'm Kristen Drummond, News 3.
Mirage is set to close in 4 weeks. It opened its doors back in 1989.
35 years. It's regarded as the first mega resort on the Las Vegas Strip. We talked with Clark County historian Mark Hall-Patton about the legacy of the Mirage.
The Mirage set a tone that just started the whole growth spurt of the 90s and into the 2000s. If Steve Wynn hadn't done that, I think somebody else probably would have, but he was the one that brought that vision.
Yeah, the money spent to build the Mirage was considered outlandish at the time, and he says Steve Wynn thought outside of the box to go bigger and better. Other people saw what he did and followed suit. The property was originally the site of the Red Rooster before it was purchased by actress Grace Hayes and turned into the Grace Hayes Lodge. That was demolished, and then a portion of the land was occupied by the Castaways Hotel and Casino. Longtime locals will remember that. That's before Wynn purchased the property in 1986.
There were other things on that property before it was the Mirage. So it has a history on that site, and the Mirage is part of that history. If you want something to stay exactly the same, this is not the community to stay in. This is not the place that's going to happen.
Boy, that is true, isn't it? It is sad to see this volcano go. Steve Wynn owned the Golden Nugget downtown at the time, and Hall-Patton reminds us that this resort on the Strip was originally going to be called the Golden Nugget as well. The Mirage name came later in the process.
That live look as we wave our last goodbyes to the Mirage after more than 34 years, because the resort is closing its doors to make way for a rebuilding and a rebranding to the Hard Rock Resort. So if you've set your calendar reminder, we've come to the end of the road. That closure is just 15 days away on July 17th. And yet, are you ready for the weekend there at the Mirage? Because they're still celebrating with big names and big acts. And this Saturday night, it's comedian Whitney Cummings. She joins us live this morning on ARC Las Vegas to talk about the upcoming show. Good morning, Whitney. Thanks for being here. How does it feel to be one of the last standing inside?
You know what? I didn't know that was the case. And I just kept getting these comments that are like, well, it's going to close after you're there. And I'm like, okay, guys, let's not be, like, you know what I mean? It's like Reddit and YouTube comments can be kind of harsh, but I was like, this is brutal. Like, I just was like, everybody's got the same weird burn on me that like, I'm going to close it because my show, you know, and then I was like, oh no, it's actually
closing. So you or your team, you didn't have any idea when you were booking this that it was the final run?
I just figured it out. You know, I mean, I think the bigger thing is like, you know, the point in your life where you realize like venues you've been doing for a long time in Vegas are changing. I mean, I think this one's going to turn into the giant guitar Hard Rock. But like, you know, I just am grateful because when I started doing Vegas, I did the South Point Casino, which is like, I don't know, 15 minutes out. That one is wild. And then I did the Tropicana and then I did the Wynn. Now I'm doing the Mirage. But like to see like the whole place kind of change. I'm like, I've been doing this for a while.
It kind of hits you hard, doesn't it?
That's how, yes. It's been more of I can't say that I'm 24 anymore, and it's very traumatic.
We got the details here on screen. The show coming up is An Evening with Whitney Cummings, Saturday night, 10 o'clock. You can get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. All right, you're a comedian, actor, writer, producer, director, entrepreneur. You host the hit podcast, Good For You. What can't you do, Whitney Cummings?
Oh my gosh. Talk before I've had coffee in the morning.
All right. Then of everything I listed, what's your favorite thing to do?
Oh my gosh. Well, I just had a baby. He is 6 months old. And my favorite thing to do is to bring him to cities that probably shouldn't have babies. Can I bring him to Vegas?
Are you considering? Is he here? How close are you to doing this?
I'm coming in early on the 5th to be able to like do some stuff in Vegas. I think we're going to do like an escape room. We're going to run around. There's something that picks you up in a tank and you get to go. I don't know. So I think I'm going to bring him with me. Is that crazy or can I just drop him off at Steve Wynn's?
I do with Steve Wynn. I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. It is not crazy. There are plenty of things to do here in Las Vegas, even on the Strip. You get away from the Strip as well. There's plenty of things.
Okay, but also if anyone is available to care for my child, no experience required. Just meet me backstage.
You need babysitting services. You can find her at Whitney Cummings on pretty much every social media platform here. The show's coming up this Saturday night. Have a great time with it, Whitney. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Oh, thanks so much for having me. I'll see you soon. Let me know if you want some tickets.
Sounds good. 8:22 here on ARC Las Vegas.
Cast and crew of the hit show Beatles Love took their final bow at the Mirage over the weekend.
Sad to see it go for sure. Fantastic performance. The show's run coming to a close as the Mirage shuts down to make way for the transition into the Hard Rock Hotel. And before the show started last night, the CEO of Cirque du Soleil took the stage to say a few words.
But those who've worked on creating this masterpiece over time did it celebrating peace and joy and happiness and love. And tonight, all of us, that's exactly what we're gonna do. We'll celebrate peace, joy, happiness, and love.
All you need is love. During its 18 historic years at the Mirage, the Beatles' Love was welcomed 12 million guests to the one-of-a-kind theater, including more than 500 musicians and celebrities over the years. The Mirage, by the way, will close on July 17th.
We're going to keep the water theme going from the entertainment capital with the Mirage closing its doors. The fish in its famous 20,000-gallon saltwater tank, well, they have to find a new home. So they're heading over to Mandalay Bay, where they'll now be a part of the shark reef. So no need to worry. The 450 tropical fish will still be in Las Vegas to entertain us for years to come. And speaking of entertainment, how about we bring in the expert? RJ columnist Johnny Katz, you're here with more, and you always have the latest and greatest when it comes to this. It's so unfortunate. We have so many doors closing with new ones opening. Where do we begin?
We're in a period of transition, yes. Chloe. Yes, I'll tell you. While we're talking about the aquarium at the Mirage, a famous place, one of the more underappreciated, I think, free attractions we've ever had in this city. Because when you go into you have to go inside the Mirage to appreciate this. And it's a 20,000-gallon tank that was built and designed specifically to entertain people while they were waiting to check in. Yeah. Now, if you had the unfortunate experience of checking into some of these hotels, you get a little bored. You get the kids around you. They get it can be a thing. And that whole lobby area is it's the centerpiece of the lobby area as you register to check in. So that all those fish, 450 as you said, from all over the world, really, Great Barrier Reef and all these exotic locations, are heading to the Shark Reef at Mandalay Bay, which is one place in Las Vegas that can handle a massive amount of tropical fish already. So they've already, I was out there on Sunday night after the Love Show, and they were already starting to prepare to disassemble it, and that is going on this week. So it's bye-bye from the Mirage, but not bye-bye forever for all those fish.
Well, I'm grateful for that. And we were showing some video of Shark Reef where these fish will find their
Great
new
attraction.
home. I love that place. I got married in the Shark Reef tank. So
You got married in the Shark Reef tank?
Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
But anyways,
wow.
so they'll find a good home, and they've got a whole little area where people can do ceremonies and whatnot. So the fish, maybe they'll entertain
vow
those guests as
renewal.
well. There you go. Well, I'll have to tell
I
Scott we're going to
suggest-
plan something
tell
like
Scott
that.
vow renewal amid the sharks.
Yes, and the new fancy fish. So you talked about revitalization in Las Vegas. With the doors closing.
Yes.
Beatles Love, and there are a few more too.
Well, we had the Beatles Love was a big show that closed on Sunday, as I said. It was there at the Mirage for 18 years. It was the only licensed Beatles live performance of any type in the world. And I was there for opening night in 2006. I was there on closing night on Sunday. Very emotional time to see all those cast members. Some 220 cast and crew now released are going to be absorbed in other Cirque shows. It was the Beatles vehicle in Las Vegas. I had a chance to talk to Giles Martin, who had done all the music for it in the run-up to the show. It changed his life. He said this show paid for his kids' education. We talked about this before. They wanted to change the music up and modernize it for the show. Giles said no. And you're seeing the artistry of Cirque du Soleil mixed with Beatles music in a very unique production. We won't see anything like this in Las Vegas. We aren't going to see this show again anywhere in the world. The Love is done. The Cirque Beatles partnership also is done. It's not going to tour. You might see Apple Corps, which owns the Beatles licensing, do something somewhere else with the music. But the next thing with the Beatles is going to be the 4 movies that Sam Mendes is putting out on each member of the Beatles, and Giles is doing the music for that. But Las Vegas, Beatles, Cirque, done as of Sunday.
Oh, final bows on the stage. And we're also seeing the same for Jersey Boys and Spice Girls?
Jersey Boys closed out at the Orleans showroom. It had opened in January. It was a big, ambitious effort to revamp that show. It had performed at the Palazzo and also at Paris, Las Vegas up until 2016. Very talented cast. These guys could sing and dance it. They had all the set pieces from the old show. It was a very noble effort, but it's a tough. The Orleans, if you know anything about the Orleans, it's not the same type of place as a strip resort as it can, take on this type of show. The location and the clientele was a challenge. It was having financial difficulty right out of the beginning. They looked for new investors. Their investor partner left a week ago Monday, and they shut it down on Sunday. So in one day we had Jersey Boys and Love shut down, and then the next one you mentioned is Spice Girls on July 28th at Excalibur. Spice Wannabe is the name of the show. A very cool, smaller show.
Yes.
It's a blast to watch, but they also had a tough time hitting their numbers at the Thunderland showroom, where Thunder from Down Under and Australian Bee Gees show and Mac King also perform. So they're bowing out on July 28th, but Casey McConaughey right there, who plays Sporty Spice, is determined to keep the show going on the road, where it does great business.
Good.
Spice Girls fans are everywhere. This show needs is a Spice Girls reunion for real.
No kidding.
And then to tag onto that. But all 3 of those titles have or are shutting down.
I'm getting the wrap, but last thing. There's an update on the Spears residency with the Eagles.
Jim Dolan told me on the 4th of July to expect more dates out of the Eagles. It's up to the Eagles when they do it.
Ooh.
The Eagles can play the Sphere as much as the Eagles want right now. They're selling like hotcakes, Jim said. And they tried to get Beyonce, but that hasn't worked out because of her scheduling. But she's another one. Whoa. I would love to see that, but right now not happening. But Eagles, and then there's going to be an EDM show on New Year's Eve, so block your calendar for that.
Well, you'll keep us up to date with not only the New Year's show, that's going to be a lot of fun, but also Beyonce.
Wild.
I know a lot of ears will be open for that
Yeah,
one.
I hope that happens.
Yes. Johnny Katz, thank you so much for joining us this morning. The man with the plan and all the moves, too.
I got the move.
Chances of winning money at the Mirage Casino have just gone way up. The casino is set to close next Wednesday to make way for the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, but the Mirage has to give away $1.6 million first. The money is from unclaimed progressive jackpots from tables and slot machines. Nevada law says that players are obligated to receive progressive jackpots and that remaining funds have to be paid out before a casino closes. For slot machines, the iconic casino says it will give away $200,000 in guaranteed winnings each day through July 11th. $250,000 each day on July 12th and 13th, and then on the 16th alone, $100,000. The additional $400,000 will be given away in table game jackpots as long as you have a Mirage Players card.
Are a week away from the Mirage officially closing its doors after 35 years in business.
Yeah, thousands of employees are now on the hunt for new jobs. One organization is helping them find their next gig by teaching them some new skills.
News 3's Ambar Rodriguez live here in studio with details on the program.
Culinary Academy of Las Vegas is helping employees looking for their next job by teaching them technical skills to elevate their hospitality careers. For people a part of the Culinary Union, including the thousands of employees forced to leave the Mirage, the program is free. For one former employee, it is helping her dreams become reality.
I came over here to have more opportunities, to learn something else.
Rosa Guerra, a former employee at the Mirage, says she has been in the hospitality industry for 3 decades.
My future goal is to be a bartender.
She says throughout the past 30 years, she has served countless cocktails and always wanted to learn how to make them.
It's a lot of challenges over here. It's a lot to learn, a lot of little details, but I can do it.
Culinary Academy of Las Vegas is a nonprofit hospitality training school. It provides 16 hospitality programs, including Bar Apprentice, which Guerra is currently in.
We know life happens and sometimes there's layoffs. This academy in the mission, which is to really serve our community and making sure that individuals that want to work in the hospitality industry always have a position and they have the right skills for that position.
For the mother of two, Guerra says the program has given her hope to reach her goal, which she does not believe would have happened without the training school.
It is expensive and over here is free. It's easy and they adjust the time. If we have a job or a part-time job, we can adjust the timing.
After a person completes one of the 16 programs, the hospitality school helps them land a new job. As for the Mirage, it will officially close next Wednesday, July 17th. Reporting live in studio, Ambar Rodriguez, News 3.
It has been complete mania at the Mirage, and it's because the iconic property is giving away tons of money before they close their doors for good. It's progressive winnings giveaway that's in full effect. Let me break it down here. Nevada state law shows that progressive jackpots are an obligation to players, and any remaining funds must be paid out before a casino closes. Well, this iconic property is set to shut down and transform into the Hard Rock by the 17th. And so for the slot machine jackpot giveaways, the total amount they are giving away is $1.2 million. So Tuesday through Thursday, the Mirage gave away a guaranteed winning of $200,000. Today and tomorrow, that number jumps to $250,000. And then by July 16th, $100,000 will be handed out. They also have separate giveaways with the additional $400,000 in table game jackpots. So a lot of money out there. Can it be yours? Our Andrew Nomura is over at the Mirage this morning, or has it in the background. So Andrew, we've seen all kinds of fun on social media. People headed to the Mirage hoping to hit it big.
Yeah, exactly, Kib. And as you mentioned, can this money be yours? And that's what hundreds of people are thinking. They're saying, hey, show me the money. The Mirage is about to close. I need to go ahead and get on top of this opportunity. And check this out. Here on social media, on X, formerly known as Twitter, we were taking a look at a number of videos just showing the inside of the Mirage and all of the mania going on inside. As you can see, it is packed, and it's not just high rollers. These are just regular folks trying to score some of those winnings. You mentioned how Nevada state law says that this progressive earnings belongs to the people, to the players. Well, the players are certainly going to play, and we actually reached out to the Mirage later on this morning asking, hey, are you all going to step up security because of these huge crowds? We will definitely let you know when we hear back. We did see some photos kind of hinting to that. of an increase in security. But when we get official details, we'll be sure to let you know on air and online on news3lv.com. In the meantime, Kim, we will send it back to you in the studio, and hopefully nothing gets too physical over the weekend.
No, the only thing I want you to do is high-five NBC's Morgan Chesky, who is reporting live here, doing the same story you are for the Today Show this morning. So our live team coverage will continue once this program ends. Thank you, Andrew.
Talking from the entertainment capital and switching gears as we take a live look right now at the Mirage this morning because, well, tomorrow those doors officially will shut on the iconic resort. It'll start renovations. They'll begin to transform the hotel and casino into the Hard Rock Las Vegas with an expected reopening in 2027. And don't forget, tomorrow's that last day of the $1.6 million progressive giveaway where by law they have to get rid of all that money before they close those doors. All right, let's talk about what's next for all that stuff going on inside. Johnny Katz, our entertainment guru from the Review Journal, joining us here live in the green room. I want to get the timeline right here, okay? So let's run through. 1990, Siegfried and Roy started their headlining show at the Mirage. It closed in 2003.
Yes.
But I want to know what's going to happen with that massive sculpture that still is there today.
It's the envy of all magicians, I say.
Why?
This thing, because if you've achieved as a magician in Las Vegas, you think, I will get something like this myself, just north of the marquee at the Mirage, man. And it's huge. Yeah. Beyond larger than life. Anyway, it's Siegfried and Roy and a white tiger. Yeah. It was dedicated in 1993. Steve Wynn with the guys out there, Siegfried and Roy, made it happen. And it is going to be, obviously, when the Mirage goes, the Siegfried and Roy effect will be removed. The plan is to bring that to the Neon Boneyard, Museum, not far from here, actually. Okay. And that is the plan.
But there's no neon on that.
There is no neon on that. There's nothing I can tell you about that. Maybe they'll add a neon headband or something on these guys. The Boneyard is home to a lot of decommissioned signs that don't have neon. Right. But anyway, the idea is that they're going to move that off the property and they're going to be honored that way at the Boneyard. There's still some details we worked out with the president of the hotel. Joe Lupo has told me this. The Neon Museum's not ready to quite confirm all this, but that's a big deal. That's going to be a big move and an important visage in Las Vegas.
I think it'll be a big pull for people to come check out Neon Museum and see that sculpture, just how iconic it is.
Mm-hmm. I think the thing that you'll realize, it's like a lot of the signs out there at the Neon Museum, how big it is. Right. You know, you don't realize the scale until you're up next to them. So that's what's happening lately at the Mirage. And some of the art pieces, the brass mermaids at the front, are going to be auctioned off in about 60 days as well. This will not be auctioned off, but there's going to be a big sale if you're interested in the art all around the Mirage. Opportunity will knock in about 60 days.
Johnny, let's laugh a little bit. He's a massive movie star, comedian. Kevin Hart just pulled off a couple shows here. He's showing that he's got some love here for us in Las Vegas because his show's being renewed.
What's going to happen? Well, he just came off the weekend on Friday and Sunday and sold out
Resorts World.
Resorts World Theater, and he's been here quite a bit on his touring show in 2002 and 2022 and 2023. Big sales. Heartbeat Weekend is coming back. That's his annual weekend of not only his own stand-up show, but club activity. You know, we're gonna have Lil Wayne in there and Ludacris at Zouk Nightclub, and also Kevin on September 1st is going to be back at the theater at Resorts World. So a major A-lister. They've been wanting to have him in, we talked about having him in actual residency here in Las Vegas. Always sells the place out, very funny, takes over the hotel, pretty much his group. Although right before he's on stage, Theo Vaughn's going to be back, by the way.
He's
on
hugely
Labor Day
popular
weekend,
too.
Yeah, they've got good comedy going on here. Kevin Hart is one of the rare A-listers who has an ongoing live performance residency relationship in Las Vegas. He's unusual that way as a comedian. So, and very funny. I've seen his show a couple of times over the Resorts World Theater. You're struck by the diversity in his crowd. Kevin Hart appeals to everybody because he's got his Disney background, he's got his, he goes all up and down the meter, and a very funny man. So Labor Day weekend, Heartbeat Weekend, all that's coming back, just announced.
Again, coming off where he just hosted that massive spectacle of the Tom Brady roast on Netflix, which had, I was rolling laughing. I was rolling laughing.
He gave it and got it that night.
All right, you talk Resorts World. Let's switch to another massive venue here on the Las Vegas Strip in the Sphere. Okay, because it's the high-tech venue. It is the pinnacle of high-tech venues.
Yes, it is.
So why not bring tech music to it? High-tech music to the
Afterlife
place.
Anima is the electronic artist who's going to perform the first ever EDM show on New Year's Eve. And I have not known anything about Anima until they started telling me that he was going to be the headliner. A lot of firsts in this. First EDM show, first New Year's Eve activation of the Sphere. This is Anima. I think he's trapped inside. His debut. And I'll tell you, the Sphere, I trust them in this. They would not be going in this direction unless they were convinced they could blow some minds. And this was described to me. I was like, you know, we have so many EDM artists already who perform here in Las Vegas already. You know, what sets us apart? But the Afterlife shows have played all over the world. The video you just saw there is a show on New Year's Eve in Chile, which is very impressive. And he's known for sci-fi and blending sci-fi elements and electronic music. And to see all this, you know, flow through the Sphere, you know it's going to be something special. So I talked to James Dolan on the 4th of July before all this was announced. And
he runs the company.
Yeah, he's the founder of the Sphere and runs MSG Entertainment and is the chairman of the Sphere. And he said, I was asking about what they had planned. I heard EDM, and he goes, don't plan anything for New Year's Eve until you hear what we've got going. Okay.
He gave you a little tease there.
Yeah.
As we're watching live at the Sphere here on this Tuesday morning.
It's a live look at it. The bulbous wonder, I call it. I was just there over the weekend for Dead and Company. You know,
quite a show. Quite a show.
Whew. Yeah, it's all that. The talk of the entertainment world.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Johnny Katz, the entertainment guru, the entertainment columnist for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. We're glad he's with us here on ARC Las Vegas.
And we are counting down the closure of the Mirage Hotel and Casino, fewer than 24 hours away now before the resort shuts its doors after 34 years on the Las Vegas Strip.
It has certainly been a historic one. Once those doors shut, a massive renovation of the property is set to begin, transforming the resort to Hard Rock International. News 3's Kristen Drummond joins us live near the Mirage tonight with more on the closure.
The resort is winding down. The last hotel guest already checked out, and now the final preparations are underway for that last goodbye. Outside the Mirage entrance, a crew sets up chairs and a stage, preparing for the closing ceremony on Wednesday. A final farewell to honor the history and legacy of the Las Vegas Strip's first mega resort.
I want to come and visit it because it's the last day that it's going to be open.
Is this your first time in the Mirage?
Yes, it is my first time.
What do you think of it?
It's beautiful. I hate to see it go, honestly.
Visitors opening the doors one last time. Inside the property, most slot machines shut down. Chips from some table games gone. But that doesn't stop some from trying to find a spot and take home some of the $1.6 million the casino needed to give away before closing. How difficult is it to play right now?
Insane. There's people, I am not this type of person, but they've been here since 4 or 5 in the morning.
The frenzy adding to the property's 34-year history. First opening in 1989 with a Polynesian theme and roughly 3,000 rooms, creating an experience for guests beyond gaming. From the volcano fountain to the dolphin habitat, as well as the Siegfried and Roy show with white tigers, helping transform the Strip to an ultra-luxury resort destination.
It created what really was the first integrated resort.
Alan Feldman, a distinguished fellow in responsible gaming for UNLV's International Gaming Institute and longtime communications professional.
The Mirage was intended to be a wonderful gathering place for people from all over the world, and it succeeded hugely in that.
He helped open the property, working in public relations.
Stood right by the front door watching it open and watching people come in.
Now, he plans to watch the door shut. He's one of the scheduled speakers for Wednesday's ceremony. While he prepares his speech and to take the stage, he tells me it's a bittersweet moment, but knows when it comes to progress, this is just how Las Vegas rolls the dice.
I'm sorry to see it close. I'm sorry that it won't stay with us forever. But the fact is, in Las Vegas, nothing does, and frankly, nothing should. If we're true to who we are as a city, we have to be willing to change. We have to be willing to evolve.
When it comes to gambling, the staff plans to start shutting down the games at around midnight and plan to finish it up at around 4 in the morning. The closing ceremony starts at 9 in the morning, with the doors officially shutting at 11. Reporting by the Las Vegas Strip, I'm Kristen Drummond, News 3.